Welcome back. We are on day 20 of this war, and I want to open with a sentence that Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth said on Thursday morning, just hours before the story we are covering today broke. He said the United States is winning decisively and that Iran's air defenses have been flattened. Flattened. That word. Hold it in your mind as I tell you what happened on the same day he said it. A U.S. F-35 fighter jet made an emergency landing at a U.S. air base in the Middle East after it was struck by what is believed to be Iranian fire, according to two sources familiar with the matter. CBS News, the most advanced stealth fighter aircraft in the American military inventory, a plane that costs upwards of $100 million, a plane that has been deployed in combat operations since 2018, and that, until today, had never once been confirmed struck by enemy fire in any conflict anywhere in the world. Although F-35 stealth fighters have been deployed in combat operations since 2018, there have been no confirmed cases of one being struck by enemy fire. CNBC never, not over Syria, not over Iraq, not over Yemen, where Iranian-backed Houthis have been firing at American aircraft for years. Iran's air defenses were described as flattened at approximately 9 in the morning. By that same afternoon, a $100 million American stealth aircraft was on the ground at an undisclosed airbase under emergency conditions. That is not a fact check. That is a timeline. Let's establish exactly what is confirmed and what is not, because this story has several layers and each layer requires different levels of verification. CENTCOM spokesman Captain Tim Hawkins confirmed the F-35 was flying a combat mission over Iran when it was forced to make an emergency landing, and that the aircraft landed safely and the pilot is in stable condition, with the incident under investigation. TV every day. That is what the U.S. military has officially confirmed on the record. Notice what it does not say. It does not say the aircraft was hit by Iranian fire. It does not say the aircraft was damaged. It confirms an emergency landing during a combat mission over Iran and says the incident is under investigation. Now here's where the story gets significantly more significant. CNN quoted two anonymous sources as saying that the plane was likely hit by Iran. CBS News, two sources. Anonymous. Likely. Those qualifiers matter enormously. Likely hit means the investigation has not concluded. Anonymous means these sources cannot be cross-examined. But CNN is not a tabloid. When CNN cites two anonymous sources describing a military incident, the threshold for publication is high. Air and Space Forces magazine, citing people familiar with the matter, reported the F-35A was struck by ground fire during a combat mission over Iran at approximately 2:50 a.m. local time. The IRGC posted a video the same day purporting to show an F-35 being targeted and struck by an Iranian air defense system. Al Jazeera IRGC posted a video. Note the word purporting. That video has not been independently authenticated. We are reporting it exists. We are not verifying its contents. Iran has developed air defense systems that can use passive infrared sensors rather than radar to target aircraft, a solution that previously proved effective in Yemen when employed by Iranian-supported Houthi rebels. The stealthy F-35 evades radar, but infrared sensors are passive and home in on heat. Al Jazeera. This is the technical fact at the absolute center of this story, and it needs to be understood clearly by everyone watching. The F-35's stealth capability is specifically designed to defeat radar-based detection systems. The aircraft's angles, its surface coatings, its internal weapons bays, all of it is engineered around the principle of absorbing or deflecting radar waves. But stealth technology does not make a jet engine invisible to infrared sensors. A jet engine burning fuel at operating temperatures produces a heat signature detectable by passive infrared systems from significant distances. Iran apparently used exactly that vulnerability. Iran has road mobile air defenses that can hide and pop up out of nowhere. They have exotic stuff like loitering surface-to-air missiles too. These systems can be hidden virtually anywhere and will be present on the battlefield long after fixed air defenses are completely destroyed. TV Guide. This is the technical contradiction at the heart of Hegseth's flattened claim. When the Pentagon says Iran's air defenses have been flattened, it is describing the destruction of fixed radar installations, statics, surface-to-air missile batteries, and permanent air defense infrastructure. That destruction is real, and it is documented. But road mobile air defense systems are not fixed. They move. They hide in tunnels, under bridges, in civilian structures. They power on, fire, and power down before a targeting radar can lock onto them. They cannot be flattened by airstrikes because you cannot reliably bomb something that is not in the same place from 1 hour to the next. Iran built its entire air defense survival strategy around exactly this mobility principle, after watching America destroy Iraq's fixed air defenses in 1991 and Libya's fixed installations in 2011. The F-35 is now one of around 20 U.S. Air Force aircraft known to be damaged or destroyed in the nearly 3-week-old Iran war. 3 F-15E Strike Eagles were shot down by a Kuwaiti fighter in a friendly fire incident on March 2nd, with all crew members recovered safely. On March 12th, a KC-135 Stratotanker crashed in western Iraq, killing all 6 airmen aboard. Another KC-135 had its tail severely damaged in the same incident, but landed safely. 5 KC-135s were damaged by an Iranian missile strike on the ground at Prince Sultan Air Base in Saudi Arabia. Al Jazeera, 20 aircraft. In 20 days. Let that number settle. The United States Air Force has not lost 20 aircraft to enemy action or conflict-related incidents in any comparable 20-day period since the opening days of Desert Storm in 1991. This is the most expensive air campaign in American history in terms of aircraft attrition rate, and it is now also the campaign that produced the first confirmed strike on an F-35 in combat history. Now I want to fact-check Hegseth's broader claim of winning decisively because it deserves the same treatment we have applied to every other official statement in this war. The U.S. has carried out strikes against 7,000 targets inside Iran and has hit more than 40 Iranian mine-laying vessels and 11 submarines. General Dan Kane, chairman of the Joint Chiefs of Staff, said the U.S. military remained on track to achieve its objectives, and the U.S. was striking deeper into Iranian territory every day. But Kane acknowledged that Iran retained some missile capabilities, saying they came into this fight with a lot of weapons. CNBC winning decisively, and they came into this fight with a lot of weapons. Those two statements come from the same administration in the same news cycle. One is a claim about outcomes. The other is an admission about limitations. The Joint Chiefs Chairman acknowledging that Iran retains missile capabilities on the same day a $100 million stealth aircraft makes an emergency landing under suspected enemy fire is not the definition of decisive victory. Since fighting began on February 28th, the United States has reportedly lost approximately 12 MQ-9 Reaper drones, TV Everyday 12 Reaper drones. Each one costs approximately $30 million. That is $360 million in drone losses alone before you count the F-35, before you count the KC-135s, before you count the 3 F-15Es lost to friendly fire on day one. The total value of American aircraft lost or damaged in 20 days is now approaching the billion-dollar range in hardware alone, not counting the operational costs of replacement, repositioning, and mission disruption. There's a broader strategic lesson being written in real time here that every air power analyst on Earth is reading carefully. The F-35 was designed to be the definitive answer to the problem of contested airspace. It was designed to fly into environments defended by advanced surface-to-air missile systems and strike targets that no fourth-generation aircraft could safely reach. The entire justification for its $100 million per unit price tag rests on the assumption that its stealth capability makes it effectively immune to detection and targeting. Underestimating Iran's ability to target and destroy coalition aircraft would be a perilous move. Even the improvised systems cobbled together by Iranian-backed Houthi militants in Yemen have taken their toll on advanced fighter aircraft operated by Gulf Arab states and challenged even the most advanced fighters in the U.S. inventory. Iran's capabilities, even in a deeply degraded state, far exceed those of the Houthis. TV Guide. If Iran has developed or deployed an infrared-guided surface-to-air missile system capable of detecting and hitting an F-35 in combat, that is not just significant for this war. That is significant for every future conflict in which the United States plans to use stealth aircraft as its primary strike platform. Every adversary watching this war, China, Russia, North Korea, is studying the footage, analyzing the electronic signatures, and asking the same question. How did they do it? The IRGC framed the incident within a broader narrative of evolving Iranian air defense capabilities, noting that after the successful downing of more than 125 American Zionist drones by Iranian air defense systems, this successful interception indicates the existence of effective and directed changes in the country's integrated air defense systems. Bloomberg, that statement from the IRGC requires careful parsing. More than 125 drones claimed shot down. Effective and directed changes to integrated air defense systems. The IRGC is not just claiming a tactical victory, it is claiming a systematic adaptation of its air defense doctrine in response to 20 days of American strikes. That claim needs independent verification. But the F-35 emergency landing is physical evidence that something in Iran's air defense picture changed between day 1 and day 20. Meanwhile, the Trump administration announced a $16.5 billion arms deal to Gulf states amid the rising Iran tensions. Trump referenced Pearl Harbor during a meeting with the Japanese Prime Minister on the Iran war. TV, Everyday, Pearl Harbor. An unprovoked surprise attack on American military assets. Trump is now framing this conflict in terms of Pearl Harbor, which is either an analogy for the February 28th strikes on Iran or a rhetorical escalation warning about what America might do next. given that Hegseth said there is no set time frame for ending the campaign, and that Trump said he would not tell journalists if he was deploying more troops while simultaneously not ruling it out, the direction of this war on day 20 is not toward de-escalation. At least 13 U.S. service members have been killed in combat operations against Iran, with roughly 200 others wounded. In Iran, at least 144 people have been killed and 18,551 injured since the start of the conflict, according to local health authorities. TV every day. 18,151 injured inside Iran alone. That number, the injured figure, rarely makes headlines. It should. An injured person in a country where 31 major hospitals have been damaged and 12 are completely non-functional is a person who may not receive adequate medical care. The injured figure is not a statistic. It is a humanitarian emergency compounding in real time. Here is where the facts leave us on day 20. An F-35, the most advanced stealth fighter in American history, never previously struck by enemy fire in combat, made an emergency landing after a mission over Iran. 2 anonymous U.S. sources told CNN it was likely hit by Iran. The IRGC claimed credit and posted video. CENTCOM confirmed the emergency landing and said the investigation is ongoing. Hegseth said Iran's air defenses were flattened on the same morning. The F-35's stealth evades radar, but not infrared sensors. Iran has road-mobile infrared-guided air defense systems that cannot be destroyed by bombing fixed installations. 20 American aircraft have now been damaged or destroyed in 20 days. The administration claims decisive victory. The Joint Chiefs Chairman acknowledges Iran still has weapons, and the pilot is in stable condition. We do not know yet whether this F-35 was hit by Iranian fire or whether another cause forced the emergency landing. The investigation is ongoing. We will report what the investigation finds. We will not amplify claims beyond what the evidence supports. We will keep verifying every single number. Stay with us.